Hello and welcome back. Okay, so we are next to the Free-Souls Encampment here. And this might be a tough one. There's a Nomad Executioner as well as a couple of Blade Dancers. Haven't faced either of those enemies in this run yet. So let's go in a moment. One change I've made is that Adelma here now has a couple of these Goblin Poisons. The plan is to ideally make some use of these against those dangerous enemies. We'll see if that opportunity presents itself. We can use perhaps the take aim ability to try to make sure that we actually land those. Can also switch into the light crossbow. Not sure if this actually applies if you switch weapons. That's actually a good question, but it just says lasts for 4 weapon attacks. Anyways, so let's go in, let's see how we do. Hoping that there is a minimum number, which is 2 Blade Dancers, and we see that is not correct. There's 3 of them. Only 14 enemies, but this will be tough, make no mistake. Adelmar has taken an arrow to the knee. So I guess he shouldn't be moving a lot. So the Executioner here, that's that's one of the interesting parts of this fight. Seems to be weaker overall than the Hedge Knight we faced earlier. Does come with a 200 flail, as did he. So does have Killing Frenzy, but no Berserk. Doesn't have Savage Strength, so we can actually disarm this guy. Unlike you could with the Hedge Knight. I'll also take a look at these Blade Dancers. Also, I did mention this at the end of last episode, but Esvik here has a pretty nasty injury, split hand. So his main utility in this fight will be to throw nets as well as rotate others in and out. And we'll see if he does anything other than that. Maybe he takes a bit of damage for someone else. So Blade Dancer wise, there's 2 with Shamshears and 1 with a Sword Lance. Both weapons are rather dangerous. I think the Sword Lance is more dangerous though. So does have long reach, but does he also have the final polearm perk? As far as I can see, he does not. So that means he cannot attack more than once per round. Unless I'm mistaken about something. So he doesn't have what Hilmar has, which is leverage. Anyways, so yeah. Let's get to it, I guess. So they seem to be willing to come forward. I'm not going to send Ludger out here, not with these 2 dangerous enemies. So instead what I'll do is wait. And we'll decide in a bit, but maybe leave this flank alone, so to speak, for a bit. Okay, they're going for Adelmar, which is a bit of an annoyance. He is nimble though, so it's not like the worst thing. So let's see, 75 melee defense for a Blade Dancer, but we can lower that as we surround him. Dodge in Hardened, of course. Is based on the number of free adjacent tiles. Oh, they have Unstoppable. Never mind. So eventually... Well, does this guy have it? I don't see it. Is the Unstoppable perk reserved for these Shamshear Blade Dancers? Looks like it. Unless I'm blind, but it looks like it. Let's see. Sword Lance attack. Okay, you're getting a -1 AP reduction from something. But it's not from Polar Mastery, so what the hell? Do you have that long... Oh, never mind. He does have the leverage. Okay, yes, I am partly blind, but yeah, he does have the leverage. Need to take that into account, because occasionally he might be able to attack twice, which is terrifying. Anyways, Randolph, use your Whirling Death and move one tile. Can I trust on Erwin to handle a Blade Dancer for a little bit? We also have Winrik's potential stun, but we might want to use him for damage instead. In any case, step there. We'll get some nice upgrades out of this fight, provided we survive. I would imagine that we survive. So I think we'll start using these tactician abilities next round, probably both of them at the same time. And Adalbert's abilities for the most part will be, well, his main usage in this fight ideally is to disarm these high priority targets. Alright, so Goblin Poison. This one is waiting. I will also wait. Let's allow them to do their thing before I commit to anything. So I will commit to Whirling Death here. I might actually not want to advance there, so instead opt to stay where you are, or even back off. This flank is... it only has 4 enemies, but they are really dangerous. Only 34 melee defense for the Executioner though. He does have dodge, so that's lowered by 10%, the dodge value that is. Currently gaining how much? Can I see that? Yes, there we go, 9. Only 9. So dodge is basically a non-issue for him. I think I'll just stay put with Gerbold. Let's not bother with the adrenaline. There'll be plenty of opportunities to use fatigue in this fight. Also, Fahad here is now wielding a boar spear and some nets instead of the jacket pike that he had earlier. It's quite likely as well that I will be using nets against these regular outlaws. We'll see though. So this might have been a mistake, moving Randolph there, because I could have gone for the Palmace stun over this obstacle. Whoops! But then again, the stun does take a lot of fatigue, so maybe it doesn't matter. Also, it should be a one-turn stun, right? Seems to be. Yeah, it's for the up-close and personal two-handed mace that the stun is 2 turns, I think. Anyways, don't engage there yet. Instead, either hold where you are or even back off. Oh, you're backing off as well. Interesting. That's a semi-weird decision there, but I'll take it. I can engage on this flank. And then we'll just welcome these guys as they decide to go for it. Alright, so I do want to attack with Hilmar. The question is from which tile? I don't think it makes much of a difference, but perhaps this is slightly better. It's also slightly, ever so slightly more dangerous. Actually, this might be better. So I will move there. Okay, that's a good start. Headshot. And your turn there. And like I said, Helmer, you will be using your abilities. Not just yet. probably just move there and do nothing else. So nets, dogs, goblin poison. All of the tricks I can muster to win cleanly, hopefully, here. Right. So if I disarm the Blade Dancer now, I'm only benefiting for one attack. If even I can do it. But I suppose that's the best move we have with Adalbert. Well, let's see. I might also just move there, actually, and attack this guy with the cleaver. Yeah, it's only 21. However, there is the rotation to take into account. Blade Dancers seemingly don't have rotation, but the Outlaws do. Do you have it, Mr. Executioner? As far as I can see, you do not. Right. Anyways, I think probably the best move here is to just go there and attack. That also guarantees we are in melee. Okay. Get another hit in. Alright, so I guess we use the Goblin Poison now. Probably shoot this guy with probably the help of the take aim ability, as this will take... Well, maybe it doesn't matter that it takes more AP, because I have combo. Anyways, use the Goblin Poison. So the next 4 weapon attacks will apply. Goblin Poison, -3 action points, -3 vision, -30 initiative. So if I move here, I can still attack, and that means I save up some fatigue instead of using take aim here. So I suppose I will move there. It's only a 45. We don't hit anything. Oh well, we still have some opportunities. Probably the best target is actually this Executioner here, but of course he's too far away currently. Now, one thing that I want to benefit a lot from is the Inspiring Presence. However, currently that's difficult to actually achieve. I don't want to move there, which is otherwise a good spot, because it takes up Winrik's spot. So instead we just move somewhere around here. Is there possibly a point in moving this far? Currently that's fine, but that might rapidly change. I do have the rotation for Esvik though, in case that's needed. I also have some damage nearby, so it's probably fine actually. It's a bit of a risk, but then again, what isn't? So I will actually move there. And the AI, when they do this, it seems that they are content in staying put. So these ones will advance on us next round. They are in no rush. And also, of course, I can, since Esvik still had a turn, I can still move him like here or there. Let's put him here. Seems like a decent spot to me. And we'll start using the nets as soon as that is something that's required. Which is next round, I guess. Same applies to you, Fahad, but let's advance like maybe 1 tile. Or maybe actually move to the middle. I don't know. Nah, I think this is fine. Move there. So quite likely this Blade Dancer does decide to go for us next round. Does he have Relentless? Well, of course he does. That means he's not penalized that much from waiting, though he's not also benefiting from Unstoppable if he does that. So he kind of has to choose there. I would imagine that the AI will wait before it engages, but we'll see. Alright, the luck has evened out. We started off lucky and now we've gotten a couple of... Well, 45. You Of course, that is to be expected, that that would miss most of the time. Anyways, Erwin, just hold there. Whoever decides to take this location here will die pretty rapidly. Okay, they have engaged straight away. Or, well, this one has. This one did wait. Okay. Well, I guess Ludger does go for it. We don't have a net there yet, though, so I might want to wait before I attack anything. So there might be a point in attacking something like this outlaw first. We'll see, but definitely do want to move there, I think. 48. Of course, there is also the pocket sand, so I suppose we will be waiting a lot. Also, since this is a kind of a hectic spot, I don't think I can rely on getting this dodge bonus anyway. We are getting plenty of enemies nearby, so the waiting penalty, in my opinion, isn't that impactful in this specific scenario. So I think I will wait. There's also the argument to be made to attack straight away despite the net not being there, because we might get that pocket sand. But whatever, I'll wait. However, ideally Randolph doesn't wait. But then again, I don't want to be hit by this hammer. So I guess we do wait. Oh well. I don't want to move there. He did. He definitely did want to move there. I think the AI is actually being rather stupid here, but we'll see how this plays out. Gerbold as well waits. It's the waiting game. Alright, and now we start using these abilities. And I should be able to use both. So I will. That helps us a ton. Okay. So this is a priority, taking care of this mallet. It's also a priority to take care of the Blade Dancer. But there's also the fact that Hilmar does have Berserk. So ideally I get a kill. I think we just go for this 95 here, though. Or do we, since Randolph is next to that guy? The other option would be to wait or to attack this outlaw for a 74. I'm not using a net on this guy. He still has the opportunity to use shield wall, which he currently doesn't have. So I think I will actually attack the shielded outlaw here. Then again, Adalbert gets to attack next. So I will, in fact, actually wait. Okay, wait for this Blade Dancer to come in range, potentially. Alright. Well, in this situation I think I'll just attack, and we'll perhaps use disarm later if we still can. So do that. Nice. And then you wait. Disarm is 5 AP, so I can't well, actually, I can because of combo. I actually can. Anyways, let's wait. Lots of waiting to be done. Here we just attack. You use a net. You equip the next one. And then you do nothing, I suppose. So just end there. Alright. Are we in range of this guy? Probably not. No, we're not. Well, we can wait on that as well. Good. Goblin poison this guy maybe, but perhaps there is not much of a point at this point. At this stage of the fight. So you guessed it, once again I will wait. And you will also wait. So now with this pocket sand distraction, ideally we go for a stun on the Blade Dancer, but of course that depends on whether he's within range or not. He is in range. But there we go, that's a stun target, and you start attacking now. There we go. We've been engaged here, that's a potential bad thing, but I don't see Vigorous Assault, so we're fine for now. Gerbold is out on his own a little bit. Anyways, it's going rather well, I'd say. Getting a lot of pocket sand. Alright. Excellent. That's kind of lucky, but I suppose the odds were in our favor. So now I do want to use Adrenaline, I believe. Do I also want to reapply the Whirling Death? I think I will. Alrighty. So try to kill this guy, I guess. And try to stun this one. Do I also move a tile? Don't see much of a point in moving, so let's not. Alright, for hard, use your net. And we might not even need any more, apart from maybe on the Executioner. I mean, probably on the Executioner. Well, there's... yeah, I had forgotten, actually. This Blade Dancer is still here, for some reason. Why has he not done anything else? Anyways, let's see. So, I think Erwin now engages here, which means Fahad does not need to move to safety. So, just get your net out there. And yeah, initiative isn't lowered by being netted, so I will go for the disarm. It's only 3 AP thanks to combo. It's also a 50-50. We do get it though. It's going really well. Alright. So yeah, I suppose we use take aim. Try to apply that poison. I guess it's actually on this one. Yeah, I don't care about this one since he is disarmed. So 81. There we go. Poisoned as well. Still lasts for 2 weapon attacks. I can also switch into the other crossbow at this point and shoot maybe this guy. I don't know if I want to spend one of these poisons on that though. So that means I do nothing else, I guess. Okay, engage here. And just attack. I now have Spear Flurry for Erwin, so attacking is 0 fatigue with a spear. And now I don't even need to go for the disarm on this guy. So I suppose I just attack the highest chance, most dangerous target here. Get an injury out of that. Pretty good. Okay, Gerbold, please finish off this fool. You did. And I suppose you immediately go for this guy. Since the Executioner, as far as I can see, has no chance of getting to you and attacking. And I definitely want his flail at the very least. We'll see if I can dagger him, but the flail I want. Excellent work. I'll use Adrenaline, but also use the waiting trick. To wipe... oh, what? Nice move there, Blade Dancer. Anyways, what I was going to say is use the waiting trick there. I can... For some reason the game does let me wait, even with 0 AP, and I can get rid of the sand if that's coming. Do I want to use gash? So let's take a look here. 50% lower threshold to inflict injuries. 14 fatigue, that's double. Applies 3 stacks of bleeding. I don't think I care about that. Let's just go for damage. I mean the lower fatigue damage, I guess. So this one is nearly dead. It's just one more hit. That should be easily applied with Hilmar. So now, passing step away, I guess. Go for this one. They're hitting really reliably on Adelmar. What was the chance there? Aim shot bypasses the cover. 62, 62. So if that keeps up, we might even lose Adelmar in this fight. Oh well. If it happens, it happens. So I want to save this kill, I think, for a Berserk activation, which means I attack this guy. Don't see much of a use for command. There might be one. I'm not perfect, so there might be a good use for that. Actually, is there a point in commanding Hilmar? As far as I can see, not really. So yeah, let's just weaken this guy if we can, and we can. Do that. Okay, and this guy has been dealt with. So do I reapply a net on this Blade Dancer? Probably I will. What is your melee defense? 46. That's a respectable number, so I could go up against an outlaw here. Getting hit by a mallet does hurt, but it won't kill you. Do of course need to deal with these two as well. Sure, go for it. 95, excellent headshot there. Right, and let's wait for the Executioner to come in range. We'll see if he wants to engage with one of us, or will he go for a flank? And then we use a net, of course. We also want to net this Blade Dancer here, though, so I could use that immediately. 117. Ludger does have more initiative. Well, if you break free, you break free. You kind of deserve it in that case. Okay, get your final net out. Hit me in the head, but it's fine. Rotation shenanigans. Pocket sand. Anyways, get the Berserk activation. So that is 66 already. I kind of do want to preserve my nets. So I wonder, should I actually try to keep them? I think a 66 chance at this point, since it's going so well, we can probably forego using the nets, and it's not going to be... Well, apart from I will use a net on the Executioner. He has such a dangerous weapon. Probably actually go for this Outlaw here. Let's do it. And then do I want to move? Maybe. I will keep it as an option. Okay, the AI does want to go for a flank, but it has the opportunity next round to attack Gearbolt, of course. So yeah, try to keep your net. I guess you can even step there. It's going to be okay, probably. Do it. And just attack, I guess. Could also use a dog, but it might decide that the Executioner is a juicy target, which would be a mistake, so I don't think I want that. Okay, disarm is only 28, so I think we don't even attempt it. Instead, We do something here. Combo. That combo actually does basically nothing in this instance, unless I also use the Line Breaker ability, which is actually decent here. I could also just see if I can disarm the Executioner, in which case daggering him down is far more doable. He's not affected by his allies dying just yet. I don't want the same thing to happen as it did with the Hedge Knight that I encountered, where I killed most of his friends and then he decided to leave. So someone needs to go for it. It's going to be potentially very painful, but someone needs to do something. Can use a net at least. And the Goblin Poison, I guess. Anyways, do that. Probably, how much is that? 9 fatigue. Stops this archer from being a nuisance at least. The priority here is the flail. The armor would be nice, but the flail is the priority. Anyways, can I do anything with you? Yes, you can move and still attack, but do I want to attack this guy with this weapon at this point? Did I give you Pathfinder? At least not yet. I think I go for the flank here. You just do that. And actually this guy hasn't acted. Alright. I suppose it's probably quite doable getting this guy down with the daggers, when I can both stun and perhaps disarm him. Anyways, with Winrick, I think I'll just attack someone. Nice one. Severe concussion, and is this the same injury? Fractured skull. Is that the same effect though? Minus 50% everything. Seems to be. Okay, well done anyway. What's your headshot chance? 30. Lucky you. Okay, let us see if I can apply the Goblin Poison. Yes, I can. So what else do you do, Adelmar? Do you do anything? Also, at this point, if this lasts for one weapon attack, if I use the other one, will it add 4 to a total of 5? Or will it be 4 again? I don't know. Anyways, I think I do nothing else. The way we are positioned. Also, does this guy have resilient? Yes, he actually does. So the Goblin Poison lasts for 1 turn only. Blade Dancers seemingly do not possess resilient. Nice try there. Let's use a net as well. Probably try to dagger this guy. So is Hielamar's damage weapon still needed? Potentially yes, there's still 2 Blade Dancers in the field. Let's move closer. Okay. Well, you had to miss some time. I guess you'll reapply this. It's possible that the Executioner immediately breaks free and decides to engage in melee. That's actually fine if he does. Go ahead and use that. Okay, breaks free. 26 only now. Need to surround him or net him again. I guess we surround him. Though that's going to take perhaps a bit of time. Well, guess we wait. Taking a bit of damage, but only a bit. Okay, so Esvig is out of nets, so if I want to reapply a net on the Executioner, it's on Fahad's shoulders. Okay, just die, please. Thank you. Right, 41 there. Instead, you have Berserk. So I could kill this guy for that. However, he's going to flee anyway. And I might want that stun around here. Do of course need to kill all of these enemies, ideally. I will once again wait. I can attack twice with the cleave, so I guess I will. Okay, you're dealt with. Can I surround this Blade Dancer with anyone? No. Seems like I cannot. Let's go for the 31 then. Alright. So yeah, with this injury, it's probably not worthwhile even trying to attack, but I can surround targets at the very least. Unable to break free. 75. Okay, lucky us. 12 fatigue, so if I move there... might be getting hit by the Blade Dancer. Here's fine, though. It's going to be a low chance. 26. Go for it and actually get it. Alright, and there was no help for this guy, so I guess we here as well. Go for it. We applied Disrupted Flow for less initiative for him. Inspiring Presence is not going to do anything anywhere as far as I can see. Maybe here, but completely fatigued out there. So I guess we just try to hit this Blade Dancer in that case. We do. Alright, Fahad, get closer. In case we want another net. We don't have anything else equipped. No dagger, for example. The fight is in the bag, but remains to be seen how I can deal with the Executioner. And of course this Blade Dancer here is still a nuisance. Unable to do basically anything so far though. Alright, 70%. Nope. Let's reapply the poison here. So we've dealt some armor damage. We can still dagger him and we'll see if we get it. But like I've been saying, the flail is the priority. Okay, so Esvig. Esvig. Is there a rotation somewhere that would be helpful? Don't think I want to try to test the flail here with Esvig. Not yet, at least. 25 to hit that. Well, I guess I go for it. Disrupted Flow. 9 initiative left. Minus 34 for Gerbold, though. Kilmar has some. Let's do this rotation. Goodbye, and this guy's fleeing. pulling the footwork shenanigans. I suppose I do want the sword lance as well, but of course I'm most keen about getting the flail. If I don't use a net on this guy though, it's going to be still, since he's not affected morale-wise at all so far, it's going to be a bit of an annoyance. But I suppose we take care of him. 30% only, well, go for it, and just hold... actually, you have combo, so you can go for a gash as well, sure. Sure, why not? Okay. I'll wait and see what happens, will I? So I will need some people with daggers pretty soon. If indeed I should go for the daggering there. He's probably trying to leave at this point, but he's trapped in a net and he has the goblin poison for this turn. I can probably just let Ludger handle this guy for a while at least. They'll keep on missing each other. So you just get your dagger out. You wait, you wait. Probably recover here. Do it. Wait. Still unable to break free. Okay, that's lucky for us, I guess. Okay, Winrick gets closer. We'll probably go for the stun there. Not yet, of course. $14 melee defense only. Okay, I'm not going to use the second goblin poison. So instead, I guess you get ready to shoot the blade dancer that's still fighting. So I can use both of these, right? And I am in range. 57. Right, let's just recover with Gerbold. There we go. 2 left. Gerhard is nimble, so it's not that bad. He also has steel brow, so if he gets hit by the flail, he can survive for a bit. Let's get that dagger out. Also, does this guy have underdog? No. I don't have a dagger for Eswig. I can rotate Gerbold in range. I wonder if I should do that. I think it's probably fine. It would be far better had he steel brow and nimble. But he's at full health nearly. Has taken 1 hit to the head. And we might be able to deal with this executioner basically immediately. So let's just rotate. Oh yeah, and also yes, I do now have Overwhelm for Ludger. That is somewhat helpful. If I surround this executioner though, he can use the Thresh attack, which is not great for us. Let's go for the Blade Dancer here. Keeps on abusing that. Okay, sure. Anyways, let us begin doing things. We have a stun opportunity as well. 73 miss to begin. %60 lands. Oh, is the poison still there? You have resilient. Last -1 turn. Oh, it's -1 turn instead of... Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Sure. And also the... Whenever stun expires on you, become immune to being stunned until the start of your next turn. It doesn't actually say anything about the goblin poison, for example, starting off at the weakest possible. Well, anyways, whatever. It's been changed, it seems, for Hardened. Alright, so stun we go for 95. Does land. Body suffers bruised leg because of bone breaker. Okay. Armor damage you deal is treated as additional hit point damage for purposes of inflicting injuries. Now this guy is dealt with. So we can't land those punctures. Okie dokie. Just step over there, provide some surround bonuses. Can't use this. Out of range as well. I do believe we can deal with the Executioner without having to disarm. And indeed we could. Excellent fight for us. Went far better than I expected, actually. So should I have daggered this guy? Probably not. 80 armor. Maybe it's like really low fatigue. Well, anyways, too late now. It's just too late. Punching overwhelms. You can do it, guys. There we go. So Adelmar took a bit of damage. He also levels. We do get the flail. That's a huge upgrade. We get both of the flails actually. So upgrades for both of my flail users. We also get the sword lance. We get the heavy helmet, but not the armor. Also find incense, and it seems nothing else of value. Good fight. So Adelmar, level 9. Plus 5 range skill. I suppose plus 4 initiative and plus 3 fatigue. And takes berserk. And now he has an inventory slot, so what would I put there? And let's give him one wooden stick. That's what he had earlier. Alright. And any changes I want to make? Yeah, let's give Fahad his jacket pike. Do I want to use the sword lance on Hilmar? It's more damage. It's 1 more AP to use, but perhaps that's fine. We can use the Reap ability. He has a lot of fatigue. Okay, I'm convinced. 52 durability, 40 durability. In most fights, I suppose it won't matter, but at some point I might want to have him with a backup polearm. Let's use the 3-headed flail instead of this, I think. Seems better to me, dog. 10 fatigue cascade, 19 fatigue hail. And then we have the 2-handed flail. That's a huge upgrade for Gerbold. Huge damage increase. Huge. We also have one of the, well, multiple swords. So multiple scimitars. Esvik, you may have one of them. And then we have the heavy helmet. That, of course, goes to Winric. Vision -3, that's still fine, I think. Especially when he becomes a duelist. Mace parry guy. Also, he doesn't have steel brow, so the heavier the helmet, the better. He would still like to improve his fatigue, though. He has a couple of opportunities to do so. Alright. I believe that is the loot sorted out. How's the inventory? 113 out of 152. 153 actually. Let's head to El Hadet. Ambushed trade routes, that's probably good. Moving sands as well. That's fine. We might do the arena this time. You find Yamal al-Firi, the Vizier of Trade, petting a wildly tall bird with pink feathers and long black legs. He is feeding it crickets, which the bird doesn't seem to much care for. Ah, I have spoiled you, little dovling. He begins to feed the strange creature long silvered fish, which he pulls alive out of a golden bucket. He talks without looking at you as the bird gulps down fish after fish. We here have acquired knowledge that serpents are in the wetlands of here. The scales of said serpents is worth a considerable amount, not in gold, of course, but in our fine tastes. We desire that you head there and herd said scales into your backpacks and trot your little legs back here. The man raises a finger, raises it even further, then points it at the tiles beneath his feet. And for that we will pay you 1100 crowns. The pink bird prunes itself and seemingly stares at you in the stead of its caretaker. I'm interested, but let's not accept yet. What is the other one? A delivery. You're first hailed by a pigeon with a note. The note pointing you to a young boy who then takes you to a servant. The servant guides you through a harem hall of naked women, after which you arrive to the room of a wealthy merchant.
Ah, finally you have arrived. I set out a simple task to my indebted, and it takes this long to complete. I'll have to look into that.
The merchant tosses you a ledger and simultaneously falls into a pile of cushions.
Excuse me, the vizier needs you to take a crate of goods to Wido the Wise in Wagenheim, located 2 days on the road to the northeast. You are not to open said goods, only deliver them. If you open the goods, the vizier will hear of it. And trust me, Crownling, the vizier only likes to hear of splendid things. That is why I'm here instead of the Majesty.
What a courtesy. Alright, we might consider those. I'll take a look at the hiring list here. Despite we being at 19 out of 20. Alright, I don't see anyone I'd like to get at this point. I'll also take a look at the weaponsmith, though it's very unlikely there's anything there. So how are we doing? If I fight in the arena, I guess we wait a tiny bit before we do so. I mean, at this point, surely we can fight in the arena. We have level 11 for Gerbold, level 12 for Hilmar, Wienrich level 9, Randolph level 10, Ludger level 10, so we can pick and choose out of those. Anyways, let's also see about selling things. Selling price is 21. That might be the best selling price I've seen this run. I'll continue to hold one Nomad Sling, but at this point it's perhaps not going to happen that I use it. Guess I'll keep a mallet as well. Do I keep the two-hand wooden flail? At this point I'm emotionally attached to it, so I might keep it for now. I'll sell all the falchions. Don't need those anymore. Let's keep like one scimitar. $70 helmet, weight 1. Okay, that's pretty damn good for a nimble person, especially if they also have steel brow. I will keep that. Maybe use it. Yeah. Blade Dancer's head wrap. This is pretty damn nice. $127. Do I need this many of those? No, I do not. Bundle of javelins. Sell it. If I use javelins, it's heavy javelins, and then I can have like spiked bolas. If I end up having another thrower in this run. Anyways, I'll sell the silk here, I believe. There we go, 17,000. Nice. Anyways, I think we'll fight in the arena, but let's take a little break here. Repair our things, as well as our bodies, for a bit of time. So how are you doing now? Let's wait a tiny bit more. Okay, there we go. What do you have? We have nachos, it seems. 6. Okay, nachos is maybe one of my least favorite opportunities here. I will take this though. If we can't handle that at this point, then we deserve Davkul's warm embrace. Gerbold is definitely coming. So the problem is the big ones, of course. I think Hilmar also joins us. Also, should I use this perhaps on Hilmar? Vision -2, that's fine. He has steel brow. He doesn't have nimble, but anyway. So you can have that. Also using the sword lance, of course. So you two, and who's the final one? Maybe it should be Winric, because of the stuns that I might need, but then again, just being able to kill them as quickly as possible is likewise at least as important. I should also maybe bring like a net for a big one. Not sure how many big ones there will be, but surely there's at least one. Ludger is also pretty good against nachos. Esvik is still injured, so not him. So I believe it's between Winric and Randulf. Probably actually Randulf. Let's try to make use of the unstoppable flail. Alright. So the 2 flails as well as Hilmar. Okay, that's definitely close enough to being fully repaired. Okay. Also, I appreciate this quality of life feature here. Probably added by Hardened, so I can see who's going in. When you're a doofus like I am, you might, on occasion, forget that you didn't actually equip everyone, or you might have given the collar to someone you don't want inside, but now I can see that. So that's excellent. The arena's crowd is a mash of classes, rich and poor, for only the viziers separate themselves out into stations above all. Briefly unified, the peoples of El Hadid have graciously come together to watch men and monsters murder one another. With pleasure, the Merriment seeks to do its part. Okay, one big one. I'm not really worried about the medium-sized ones, but of course they can become big ones. Technically, Gerbold might get a stun off, but it's not going to be a planned stun, of course. I think we just hold where we are. This might get messy, we'll see. We'll also see about this sword lance, how it plays out with Hilmar. He does not have battle flow nor finesse. What he does have is a lot of fatigue, which he can then recover. Would be nice to have vigilant. Would be really damn nice to have that, but oh well. You use that and hold where you are. Okay, some of them are waiting. That's not nice. Also, yes, I only get the unstoppable bonus going if I attack, right? If you hit an enemy with an attack. Yeah, okay. Well, can I first wait and then just do this? Surely I can, but actually this doesn't... Yeah, that doesn't matter with the... I thought this was the other similar, somewhat similar perk. Decisive, I think? Anyways. So I don't have any stacks yet, so it shouldn't matter, right? So you wait. Since they're waiting around, I will do the same. Right, big one over there. One thing, of course, about this weapon is it's a 6 AP weapon instead of a 5 AP weapon. Something I perhaps need to get used to here, as I've been using that wooden flail for so long. And indeed, I cannot actually attack with Gerbold this round. So Randolph is also a duelist, so I want to be ideally next to at most 2 enemies at a time. That doesn't actually play that well when I have Flail Spinner. Something I maybe should have considered. Oh well. So if I move here, I don't benefit from the duelist bonus at all. Anyway. I could try to move there. Is that worth... probably not. Let's not reapply this. And that's a good sword lance. So we've dealt damage, no kills yet. I suppose that's actually a good thing. We don't want to generate too many corpses too early. It's pretty likely Randolph gets swallowed, but I think we can handle it. If he does. Also, since I don't want to generate corpses, I guess I don't want to use the adrenaline unless I want to step on a corpse. Yeah, I don't think I'll use the adrenaline, so instead we reapply the rolling stance and move perhaps there. Alright, now it's their turn. Okay, we're in trouble on Randolph, that's not good. Maybe he's not the right candidate for a fight like this. Anyways, now we go ham, I guess. So this is a 95, however I would like to save that for Gerbold. Or Hilmar. Both are fine. Let's leave this one alive. And also, I shouldn't probably kill this one unless I'm stepping over it. Anyways, one of these surely won't kill. Deep abdominal cut, 86 initiative. That is less than Randolph. If I kill this one, what will Gerbold do? Now let's just weaken this one here. Then kill this one, step over there with Gerbold. I mean, that should happen, right? It's a 95. Indeed. And again, don't use adrenaline because of the nature of the fight here. Let's see, so this is... the Gruesome Feast is 6 AP. Swallow Hole is 9, though. I guess it doesn't really necessarily matter if the big Nacho here gets to step on a corpse. That also maintains the unstoppable bonus. Yeah, I suppose we just attack here. Doesn't really matter, actually. There is, of course, a corpse for you now. Oh, god damn it, that hurts. How did I miss that that would deal so much damage? Might lose Randolph in this fight. Oh well. How did that deal so much? I guess because he didn't have any armor and he has very low hit points. Whoopsie daisy. Chance 73. Jesus. 80 melee skill. Oh, you have Fresh and Furious. Jeez. And Executioner. Well, I guess I should have inspected you, Big Nacho. The worst case scenario here would be that Gerbold gets swallowed, and then this Big Nacho just kills Randolph, and then Hilmar cannot do anything about it. Okay, I've made huge mistakes here. Huge mistakes. Anyways, need to deal with this as well. Should have brought the mace instead of Randolph. One hit will finish him off, unless maybe a headshot won't. 55 to 80 damage. Damn it. And unless I try to go all in on the big one, it's just going to kill Randolph very easily. I wonder if the AI would decide to swallow Randolph. That's actually a point to consider. In which case I don't want to engage with the big one. Well, you do that anyway. And I can save the kill for Hilmar if I'd like. I guess I want to reapply Whirling Death. Yeah, I think it's probably too much of a risk getting next to the big one at this point with Gerbold, since I can't rely on Randolph surviving at all. So if Randolph dies, he dies. The ideal outcome here is that he gets swallowed. Man, I hate these nacho fights in the arena. But yeah, my bad for imagining that Randolph could handle this. He gets to attack 3 times at the beginning of the round. So I wonder if I go for this big one here with all of us, will I have enough? I could get lucky and score a stun, but that's a 30% and requires a hit, of course. Damn it. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I should try that. Probably finish this one off with Gerbold, actually. Unless this... well, I don't know. Use the strike with Hilmar, then use Berserk, attack the big one. Which might not matter, but then again might. If it wants to feed or swallow, it cannot attack as well. As far as I can see, since Fresh and Furious has been disabled. And it doesn't even have recover. In that case, maybe it is actually worthwhile trying to go for it with all of our might immediately. Eight fatigue. Has the three-headed flail perhaps been changed? $10 to 75. Oh, you have... oh, goddammit, you have a split shoulder as well. Okay, so I cannot rely on Randolph to deal anything here. So I suppose my initial plan of letting him get killed or swallowed is probably the right call in that case. Can I rely on Gerbold and Hilmar? 60 to 80. This is of course a lot of damage on a headshot. Yeah, I think I just have to reapply the Whirling Death here. Let's not go for it there, but you do that. And that. And then we see what happens with Randolph. If the Nacho here decides to feed or swallow, then we're good. But if it kills Randolph and then decides to step here, then that's... Well, we'll still probably win, but... Anyways. I wonder if should I use the Hail. So I'm out of this ability. Should I use that? Probably not. Probably not. It's more damage, more melee defense. Is there any chance of dodging if it decides to attack? I guess there's a chance. So maybe I should apply that. But if I don't... Well, it's already damaged, so it might decide to feed the corpse on the ground. That's the best case scenario, I guess. Probably. Probably. But if it does that, then it's not attacking anyway. But this is also more damage. Okay, let's use the Whirling Death. And 100% chance to hit the head, probably. For more damage. Are you dead? Okay, it did decide to feed, so now we have to go for it. It is also confident with a maximum amount of hit points now. So now its options are to kill Randolph or to swallow him. Yeah, I think I have to go for it. Excellent hit. Maybe we're fine. 30 initiative, 31, let's use the adrenaline just in case. Alright, it seems we're fine. Man, that came close. Okay, Randolph, I don't want you in the arena anymore. It's just too flimsy. Gerbold gets a level. Man. The arena master is waiting for you.
That was a mighty fine show, Crownling. Would not mind it in the slightest if you come back again.
The arena will be closed for the day, but you could return as early as tomorrow. Okay. Man, Randolph. Man. Okay, now you get to sit out. Anyways. Made some mistakes there, but we made it. Gerbold, level 12. I want more hit points, I want more melee defense. I wonder, do I even need more melee skill though? Because he has formidable approach? I mean, I probably do. I probably do. This gets disabled. I would also like to have more fatigue. But can't have everything. Not even nearly all the time. Anyways. So, Randolph is sitting out. Next time it will be Winrick, probably. Or Ludger in the arena. I suppose we'll do the snake contract now. Yeah, let's accept. And let's add into the lineup. Let's see here. Maybe Wander. Esvik, still with the injury of course, but as in that Nomad fight he can rotate others. I'll actually start with the Cleaver out with Adelbert. Alright, hunt down... I think we did this contract, this very same contract here earlier, and it was over here that the snake spawned, so I might head on over there. It's about to be night time though, so I will wait before we head out. Also gives me an opportunity to repair things. So let's go take a look there again. There's also this place, the White Bones Menagerie, which we could do as we are here, perhaps. I do see beast tracks. Are those the serpents? No. It's a few lindworms. I don't want to fight lindworms, not even when they're running away. Ideally I'd have like a super tank for a lindworm fight. And plenty of reach weaponry. Well, reach weaponry I do have. For this run I probably will fight lindworms at some point just to see how tough they are, but I don't think now's the time, even when they're running away. They're just too much of a gamble. Go away, please. I don't see the snakes, but while we're here we could do this camp, I guess. Yeah, one way to find out how tough it is. The crossbow is not that fantastic here. I suppose I'll leave you out. Not that I don't have Randolph in the lineup, though. Should I do this? Several ancient legionaries, an ancient honor guard, a few milites, an ancient palatinus, a praetorian, and a centurion. I think we'll go for it, but it's definitely not optimal with a lineup like this. Gerbold will have to do a lot of heavy lifting if I do so, as well as Hilmar. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Maybe I should wait for Randolph to be back. This will take 3 to 6 days though. Should I potentially use the two-hand spiked mace on someone? Can anyone potentially step into the front line? In a fight like this, it doesn't look like that's the case. Not Hagen at the level 1 0 melee defense guy, at least. Alright, I'll actually pussy out of this fight. I would do it had I Randolph here. Let's be prudent. Let's not risk it. Undead biscuits are rather stale. Hyenas. Now those I will kill. I want hyena parts, definitely. And now I can bring Adelmar back in the lineup if I'd like. Haven't fought hyenas yet in Hardened, I don't believe. So I wonder if there's going to be frenzied ones. Well, we'll be fine. Nothing can go wrong here. Let's go with this lineup. Let's leave the crossbow out. What I could maybe do, I don't want to do it, but I could chase something like these hyenas into that camp. Have a distraction there. Is that a frenzied one? I believe it is. Let's take a look. Frenzied hyena. So what do you have? Backstabber, Battle Flow, Dodge, Executioner, Overwhelm, Pathfinder, Relentless. Okay, there's, it seems, 4 frenzied ones. Well, they're not nimble or anything like that. 140 hit points. Which is slightly more than the regular versions. They also have 14 action points versus 11. Anyways, we'll probably be fine. It's only hyenas after all. Okay, so ideally get a reap here somewhere. Where though? Need to get rid of this one, I guess. Probably use hold steady or already. Could step here to use it. So it reaches everyone. So let's do so. Is Big still with the injury? Yeah, that's another consideration actually for this. Well, not this one, but for the more difficult fights. So what I'll do here is actually rotate here. You just get the cleaver out. You wait. You miss there. Probably hold still. Probably. Does have 9 lives. There's a lot of flankers on this flank. I guess it's probably fine to move there, actually. Anselm, level 2. 51 hit points. Hit and run, perhaps. Being engaged by one of them is not that bad. They don't have something like footwork. So do that. Do I care about the whirling death? At this point I probably don't. Oh, you're fleeing. What a coward you are. Could still get the kill potentially and then activate the whirling death if I'd like. It's not a kill though. Well, that's fine. In this fight, that's fine. Right, we are missing a lot. Do I want to use Spear Wall for once in my life? Without having any other spear skills apart from Spear Flurry. I guess it's fine. Let's use it. Let's use it like there. Oh, there was still one more frenzied one. Well, welcome. I would say nice to see you, but I don't think that's the case, actually. Let's do it like that. Hold. Instant failure with the spear wall. You can put the spear down now. Alrighty. One of them has reached Anselm. That's not like that bad. Let's move there. Now we use this. Use the dog. I'll switch weapons and perhaps move there. Actually, let's not move because I don't want this frenzied hyena having a better chance of escaping. Okay, that hurts a bit. Please stop. Thank you. At some point I will forget that parry doesn't work against beast attacks. Because it's not a weapon. There we are, a couple of level ups. 6 raging hyena first. Vander level 4. +3 is for melee things. Also +4 hit points. Might have taken the initiative, maybe, had he access to flexible, which comes, of course, with access to dodge. He doesn't, at least yet. And of course, he's very low at hit points, so I guess I would probably always take the hit points anyway. Perk-wise, though, perhaps pick up Colossus. Yeah, I'll just do that. Anselm, level 3. +5 hit points, yes. +3 melee defense, +5 hit points, and yeah, I guess I'll take the melee skill over the fatigue. He also does have the iron lungs to help out there. Takes 9 lives. So we still need to find the serpents, though. There is no taxidermist here either. Is there one at the hub? Yes. Where are the serpents? Damn it, El Hadet, what the hell? Are they here after all? That's so far away. So far away. Sell a few things again. I'll sell the saliva. I suppose I could craft those grenades. But nah, let's just sell it. So I don't need these shields, not that many of them. Also at this point I guess I'll sell the Decayed Full Helm since I found that better helmet and I only have one person who's Battleforged anyway. I'll likely find more good helmets by the time someone would be using those. Get some tools, get some nets. We'll wait to get some rice, I guess. I'll treat this injury on Randolph since we now have money. 360 for that. So 1 to 2 days to get that completely gone. Guess we head on back west, see about finding those serpents. Serpents, where are you? Where the hell are they? Okay, Southerners and Northerners are brawling. Or at least I think that was that event. Where the hell are the serpents? Oh, it says southwest. Oh, whoops. Maybe it's here. Okay, I find nomads. Fine. You can die as well. We're a bit damaged, but should be fine. Could level someone, perhaps. Yeah, it's a leveling fight. Let's leave out Hilmar. Bring in the crossbow. And probably still want Olvir in the lineup. Esbik is now back in action damage-wise. He is level 11 though. Let's leave out Adelbert. Another Paul Mace. Unlikely we'll use it though. Anytime soon at least. %, only. Well, I'll still go for it. Nice. Not quite as nice. That's some nice pocket sand you applied to Gerbold. It would be a shame if something were to happen to it. Oh, there it goes. Now you're dead. Would be nice to have battle flow. Oh well. Nah, let's not use the adrenaline this time. Okay. Let's kill these fools. Wait for the onslaught buff, but I don't really care. Shouldn't matter. Not much, at least. Ouch. Alright, should have thought about what I'm doing more. Well, he's still alive. Nasty hit to the head, though. Despite the injured shoulder, minus 25% damage. He also has a dislocated shoulder. What's your... Can I see your chance to hit head? I don't think I can. Whatever. He should still be fine. Kind of fine. He'll be out of commission for a long while, but overall, he'll survive. There we are. Some nasty injury for Oliver, but... yeah, no one died. Couple of levels. Some nomad things. Alright, you are out of the lineup, but you're now also level 3. There is an argument to be made for improving range defense even when I don't have any stars there, especially since he also has promise potential. If that is a success, he gets plus 15 there, since he has anticipation. So that's damage reduction there. I think I was ignoring the range skill. He does have a star in that. He's level 3. I forget what I gave him. He does take the hit points though, that's for sure, as well as the melee skill. So he could still, I guess, if he realizes his potential, It'd be a pretty good hybrid. I think I prefer building purely melee though. For this. So I think I ignore the range skill. And in that case I take the range defense and keep anticipation as an option. Let's mark that in blue. Perk-wise though, what am I taking? He doesn't have access to 9 lives, nor Steelbrow, nor Colossus. I don't want him in the front line with a shield when he has only 44 hit points. Backstabber I guess is okay. Student is okay. Through the gaps and commit to spears is okay-ish. However, I could actually, yes, I can make a mace user out of this guy and give him the pole mace that we just got. That makes sense to me. Pole mace. That means I take shockwave. Sure. Shockwave it is. So mace at least for now, but if he succeeds with promise potential, then we could change our minds. Alright. Anselm, level 4. Plus 4 melee defense. I guess takes hit points and probably resolve as well. Yeah, skip the plus 2 melee skill since that mean rolled. That also gets patched up by realized potential, if we get lucky at least. So melee defense, hit points and resolve. Perk I think goes into Steelbrow to maximize survivability. You back in the lineup. And maybe someone out for Adalbert as well, but we'll see when I actually find those stupid snakes. I guess I'll camp for a while. A man with green chew in his mouth stops you. He has a dagger sheathed in his belt. It has scales for a handle and there's a golden snake head for a pommel.
Serpent hunters, are ya? I'd do it myself, as you can tell my fascinating swagger and my delicious dagger. But alas, I now prefer to watch others at work. I'll say this much, they are quite close, these little snakes.
You bid the man farewell as fast as you can. Eager to get rid of him. It's getting close to the sacrifice event and we are pretty far from a tavern though. So we should get out of the south pretty soon. Surely it's not the lindworms. No, it can't be the lindworms. In Legends, I believe if you have the perk, what's it called? Favored enemy, I guess. Serpents. It also counts lindworms. Anyways, we found the serpents. 7 to 10. Guess I do bring Adalbert instead of a newbie. Who's the most useless newbie? Anselm, maybe? Not sure if the crossbow is like that fantastic here, but I guess it's okay at least. Alright, maximum amount of serpents. So either engage straight away or back off a bit. I think I'll just engage straight away. Let's not... We don't need the advantage, I don't think, in this fight. Can also use the hold steady. So they can't grab us. Well done there. Let's rotate the actual damage closer. Yeah, since I'm holding steady, I think I'm probably fine advancing with even these guys. Probably. 2 for 1. Okay, do you see what I see? Never mind, we don't see it. Could have used the thresh there. I guess I can still try to get there, but I don't know at this point. Is that something I want to attempt? Would have been nice. Would have been damn nice. Oh well. Also, I'm blocked here, but whatever, that's fine. Just move there and get that out. Just move there. Nah, let's not attempt the thresh. Let's instead just kill them with those single target attacks. Maybe the sword lances reap, maybe. Oh, no kill. God damn it. 4 hit points. Go away. I don't need to get closer. Let's just use that again and stay where you are. Oh, did you not have to hold steady? Are you dead? It seems you don't have to hold steady. Whoops. He's nimble, has steel brow, so he has a chance. Has lost all of his armor. Come on. Alright, you step in there, try to help out. He might be about to die. I should probably wait for the tactician, well, the onslaught, before I do anything else. So I will. Speak cannot rotate. I could have rotated here had I not taken that spot. I might be able to kill this one though. After which I could rotate, maybe. Choose the onslaught. And let's not step closer, actually. 95 miss. That spells doom for Erwin. Well, it is what it is. I cannot shield wall with the shield. I don't have a backup shield either. So we just attack. Can I actually... I can use the line breaker. Breakout. Only once though. Not sure if that actually helped. Maybe that was the wrong direction to go. Will a dog help? Maybe. Though, actually, yeah, I forgot. You shouldn't use dogs against these things because they have a rebuke. So the dog might die. Let's not use any more dogs. Can activate Berserk from that with Healamar. So instead attack something else. Like this one maybe? There's a slight chance of hitting Erwin though. How about if I use this? That helps a bit. Doesn't help to switch crossbows. Hmm. $68 only, but I want to leave this skill and this skill as well. 70 there. Hmm. 67, nope. Just nope. Alright. Well, I guess I'm attacking this with Hilmar as well, since I can see nothing else I could be doing that helps. Or is there perhaps a line breaker opportunity? Maybe. Can I push this one here? I think I can. I think that's the spot where it goes if I push from this angle. However, if this is a kill, will it be a kill? No, it won't. Yeah, it won't. Okay, never mind. Yeah, you just go there. That does put him at a bit of a risk, but I think it's only a bit of a risk. Yeah, you can do pretty much nothing. Just go there. So I can move there, but I can't actually attack. He's out of fatigue already. Now these things can only attack once per round, so maybe we're fine. We also do have a Ludger. 95-95. Here's leg. This one is probably the better. Can I actually kill this though? Yeah, this one I think I can kill. Okay, now it's fleeing, sure. And there is also the Overwhelm. Dog is alive as well. Seems we are fine. Yeah, we're fine. Okay. Close call a little bit. Okay, there we are. No one gets a level. We find some serpent junk. The last of the serpents is dead. And also Randolph is back in action. I wonder, should I take that undead camp on before we leave this section? Also, I should give Eswig a dagger again, but there's none to be had in the inventory. What I'll do is end the episode here. And next time, of course, we'll return to El Hadet, but I might also attempt this place in the meanwhile. We might need to camp first. It seems like that is the case. But anyways, that will be next time. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you then.